They will try to pull you in with noise, with distractions, with chaos dressed as opportunity. They will sell you the illusion that movement is progress, that noise is power, that attention is currency. But in the silence, in the stillness, is where the giants are forged. You don't see the roots when the tree is growing. You don't hear the foundation as the skyscraper is being built beneath the surface. You don't witness the storm inside the man who is becoming unstoppable, because growth, real growth, happens in silence. The most powerful transformations don't ask for applause. They don't crave validation. They require isolation, focus, and fierce self-mastery. There was a time when Henry Ford was just a name whispered in a workshop behind closed doors, dismissed by men too loud to hear his vision. A man who dared to dream of machines when the world only saw horses. He didn't scream for attention, he built. He didn't post for applause, he engineered, and the world came running when the engines started roaring. So ask yourself, are you building in silence or performing for the crowd? Because the crowd does not care. They will cheer you when you shine and mock you when you fall. They will say, you've changed. The moment you grow beyond their limits, let them talk, let them guess. Let them watch you disappear into the shadows of self-discipline while they waste their days in the theater of opinions. The moment you silence the outside world is the moment you begin to hear the voice that matters most, your own. You don't need more noise, you need more clarity, and clarity doesn't come from talking. It comes from thinking. It comes from vision, not volume. Thomas Edison didn't invent the light bulb in front of a crowd. He failed 1,000 times in silence. He sweated in his lab, not on a stage, and when the light came on, the world called it genius. But they didn't see the 1,000 nights he spent in quiet defeat, in determined silence, with only the fire of belief to guide him. That's where your power lies, not in the image, not in the talk, but in the obsession, in the devotion to a future only you can see. You want success, then get silent, get obsessed, get dangerous, because the man who focuses on himself becomes a threat to everything mediocre. This world is loud, loud with lies, loud with empty ambition, loud with people screaming for attention but starving for purpose. Do not become one of them. The modern world has confused exposure with excellence. You're not here to be seen. You're here to become, so become, work in the shadows, study in silence, grow like a storm that's gathering strength beneath the surface. You don't have to tell them what you're doing. Let your results announce it. You don't have to explain your grind. Let your presence become undeniable. In a world addicted to performance, be the man obsessed with preparation. Let them mock your silence. Let them wonder why you vanished. Let them whisper about the storm you're building, because when you reemerge, you won't have to say a word. Your results will echo through rooms your name was never even mentioned in before. There is a reason lions hunt in silence, a reason assassins move in shadows, a reason the strongest men in history were always underestimated before they changed the world. Lincoln didn't shout about ending slavery. He studied, he strategized, he moved with purpose, and when he spoke, nations listened, not because he talked often, but because he meant every word. You want that kind of presence, then earn it, in silence. Silence is not weakness. Silence is strength under control. The man who can keep his mouth shut when the world pokes, prods, and provokes. That man owns himself. That man is unshakable. That man is building something bigger than the noise. You must become immune to opinion. You must learn to ignore applause and criticism with equal indifference. Because if they can praise you into complacency, they can insult you into retreat. The world is full of loud losers. Don't join their parade. Stay focused, stay grounded. Every second you spend explaining yourself is a second stolen from execution. You are not here to convince anyone. You are here to conquer yourself, and that is a war waged in private. Your goals don't need an audience. Your transformation doesn't need witnesses. Only your future self needs to know the war you're fighting today. There is a power in becoming so focused, so immersed in your own evolution, that the world forgets you exist, until you return as something it can't ignore. That is the discipline of silence. That is the mastery of self. And that is what separates the average from the exceptional. So stop explaining, stop proving, stop giving energy to things that do not grow you. Be ruthless with your focus. Be dangerous with your solitude. And trust this. When the time comes, the silence will make the sound of your success even louder. Every minute you talk about your plans is a minute stolen from building them. You don't owe them a preview. You owe yourself a result. Speak less, do more. Let action become your argument. Let execution become your explanation. While they chase attention, chase mastery. While they trend, train. While they scroll, study. This is how you separate, not with noise, but with dedication so loud it echoes through results that can't be faked. Look at Carnegie. He wasn't loud when he was broke. He was deliberate, reading, learning. Plotting while the rest of the world mocked the poor immigrant steelworker, he was wiring his mind with power, building his empire brick by invisible brick. And by the time they noticed, it was too late. He owned the future. You don't win by making announcements. You win by making moves. Let your name travel on the wind of your work, not on the wings of your words. It's easy to post. It's easy to talk. It's easy to pretend, but the great ones, they understand real power doesn't boast. It just becomes undeniable. You must stop giving energy to opinions that don't pay your bills. Stop asking for validation from people who have never built what you're building. You think the mountain climber cares who's watching his ascent. No, he's too busy gripping the rock, fighting gravity, surviving each step. That's you. You're not in the game for applause. You're in the game for the summit. And the summit requires sacrifice. It requires tunnel vision. It demands that you cut out the noise, kill the excuses, and develop a mind so focused, so silent, that the world has no idea what's coming until you're standing on top. And by then, it's too late. You don't need to defend your vision. You don't need to debate your path. The dream you carry wasn't given to them. It was given to you, and it's your responsibility to protect it from doubt, from distraction, from everything that sounds like progress but steals your power. A man who cannot be alone with his thoughts will never become a master of anything. Stillness is the proving ground. Solitude is the battleground. Discipline is the weapon, and the one who sharpens that weapon in silence will one day cut through anything standing in his way. Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper job because they said he lacked imagination. Imagine if he listened. Imagine if he stopped and tried to convince them. He didn't. He got quiet. He got focused. He built the most imaginative empire the world had ever seen. He wasn't loud. His work was. So the question becomes, are you working on being seen, or are you working on being legendary? You cannot do both. Legends are not born in the spotlight. They are built in silence. They are crafted in the gym at midnight. They are forged in books. No one sees you reading. They are developed through disciplines no one claps for. They are earned through years of quiet sacrifice. And when the time is right, their work speaks. Their presence speaks, their power screams, but only because they stayed silent long enough to build something worth hearing. Stay silent about your goals. Let your grind do the talking. Stay silent about your dreams. Let your work shape the outcome. Stay silent about your pain. Let your resilience write the legacy. You were not born to explain your mission to small minds. You were born to fulfill it, and fulfillment is not found in noise. It's found in the fire you build within. So become fire, burn away the lies, burn away the distractions, burn away the parts of you that need validation, and what remains will be unshakable, unstoppable, untouchable. Silence is not the absence of ambition. It's the evidence of it. You don't have time to talk. You're too busy building the life they said was impossible. Let them doubt you. Let them ignore you. Let them misunderstand your silence as weakness. They will see, they will feel, because when you rise you will not whisper. You will thunder, and they will say, "Where did he come from?" But you will know. You came from the silence. You came from the grind. You came from the sacred, focused isolation that turns men into warriors and ideas into empires. You came from within,